on Microsoft branded teams.
Not my first time.
No. One thing we've definitely heard loud and clear is it's been too long since we've shipped kind of what people would say is a big first-party game. We can have our excuses on COVID and other things, but in the end, I know people invest in our platform and they want to have great games. We're excited about 2023, and we've talked about games that are coming, and those games are tracking well. We're kind of out of what COVID did to the production schedule. And as an industry, I think we have fewer games this holiday than we've had in a while. When you just think about the launches, you mentioned Call of Duty's coming, God of War's coming, which is great. Nintendo's had a good year, but I'd say in general, we've been a little light. But I look at 2023, and there's a great lineup of games coming that I'm excited about. Getting our first real Xbox first-party games out of Bethesda, having them ship with Redfall and Starfield will be a lot of fun. As I mentioned, we're doing a lot more work on PC. Because I think PC is important. We have a big update to our Xbox app that's actually coming in a couple weeks. And we've been constantly working, taking the feedback. We're investing more and more in stuff we're doing on cloud to enable people to play games where they can, wherever they want to go play. The partnerships have been interesting. Logitech just shipped a device. Razer just shipped a new device. We did our Samsung TV app. And I'm saying we're just going to continue focus on bringing great games to more people and giving them choice and value in where they want to go play.
Phil Spencer, I think you said enough. To everybody out there around the world, thank you for tuning in to Di-RRec Gaming. It's been a long time coming. Me and Teknoblast is in the dark. I'm representing the Houston Astros. As y'all know, I'm a Texas Rangers fan, but when the Rangers fail, I got to go down south and represent the H. We going in for another pennant. So I'm on his bandwagon right now. We're in the dark. It's dark in Texas right now. There's no fun and games right now. It's crazy, man. And before we get started, I just want to say, man, look, be careful with your life, man. Take care of yourself. Make the right decisions and choices as you live on this earth, man, because your life is a decision away. It could be a decision away. We had a travesty this morning, well, yesterday. We got the news this morning and from our state down there where Tech and Realist is from. You know, one of a famous celebrity got murdered, on Halloween. And it's sad, man. 28 years old, things can happen in the blink of an eye. So you guys be careful out there. Make the right decisions and try to live as long as you can. You know, if you got family aspirations, try to become a grandparent, man. Life is beautiful. Life is a privilege. But other than that, man.
Yeah, keep yourself out of dice games. You got money and stuff. What you doing being out there like that, bro? I mean, that's just what's gonna happen.
It hurts, man. Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate because it's nothing uncommon in our community, right?
Nope.
We're at the point where we're like, we're tired.
Try to get up out the hood so that stuff can't happen to us, randomly like that. You try to leave the hood so that won't happen to you.
We don't allow guys like us to get proud for nothing. We start to feel proud, and then one silly decision gets us right back in the same boat again. So y'all be careful out there, man, and take care of yourselves. And we're gonna start it off like this, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why people want to continue to ignore the facts. For one, it's crazy how we're trying to make this thing with Phil Spencer saying that they lose $200 off of Xbox console sales. Like, that's a big deal, man.
It's not a new thing either.
Nope. They've been always losing on.
They've always been losing money on the consoles.
Yeah,
it's called the Razor and Razor Blades model. Like, that's what that is.
Facts. That's not something that should be even new.
They make it seem like they just discovered it. Like, oh, we got them good.
And the timing, of course.
It's like any little thing that they can find something negative. They all for it, no matter what it is. It's just and it's just to block the fact that they can't get away from this 49% butt whooping they faced to get. They were at 39%. And, told them, hey, y'all got a big hole to climb out of. We're going to see what's up. Fiscal 2, we're going to see what's up. And y'all let us down, man, 49%. But, they betting on y'all that, God of War is going to get y'all out of that hole. It's not. You dropped $2 million on your PlayStation Plus, on your service. That's where your money's at. Y'all dropping the money.
Jim did say it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable the way they do it. You know,
The way they do it.
That's
what he meant.
It looks
Not
like
for
it's
them.
not sustainable, bro.
It's not sustainable.
for
Plus,
them.
the example that I gave, I think I put in the DMs. I don't know if I retweeted it, but it was from a dude who's PlayStation, but he didn't seem to be a pony enough. And he just, plays PlayStation. And he was like, "Yo, I don't subscribe to their, like the Game Pass S service. I don't know what they call it. I just keep calling it PSN. Oh, it's PSN Plus or something, right? Yeah. So anyway, he doesn't buy his games for $70. He tries to find the deals and stuff. And I'm imagining, most PlayStation gamers who even go out there and buy games because we see the numbers, so we already know those numbers are low and decreasing, quarter to quarter. But the few who still do, they look for the deals, just like anybody else who's sensible does, right?
That's right.
And so when everybody's doing that,
whoever's smart with their money,
exactly.
That's right.
You don't got to be a rocket scientist, to think this way. They're doing the same thing. So, of course, when Jim Ryan said that it's not going to work for them, of course not, because their business model isn't made to fit with that. But the Game Pass business model is. That's the whole point of it. It takes that into account. They understand the gamer and their buying habits, and they made their business plan work around that. Sony didn't, even though they know what they have to do to make it work for them. They just don't do it. And now you see the results.
That's right. Yeah, it's like they get so caught up into how Microsoft can get things twisted. What I'm starting to see is that I think they want Microsoft to be like Sony at times, where they just lie and you just gonna believe their lies. They want everything to be a lie. Just like how they twisted up the fact that Phil Spencer was talking about how prices would go up, right? But the prices are going to go up because he's talking about that's just economy, right? That's just economy. In due time, as the cost of living goes up, as inflation and things go up, and it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, but the cost of living is going to keep going up. Prices are going to have to change. Well, let's take an example. Xbox Live, right? In 20 years, how much has Xbox Live climbed in price in 20 years? Anybody know?
What was it like?
No,
2
the
3 times?
exact number. I never paid what they asked.
Okay, when it started out, it was $49.99, right?
Right, but I think it only increased once.
They only increased once. It's
That was me. I was about to
$59.99.
answer before. Yeah.
So in a 20-year plus span, Tech, it only went up $10 in a 20-year span. Things are gonna happen. Things are gonna happen. I mean, that's what he's talking about. But you want to know what they want to happen? This is why they made the article. They want this to happen. What's up, Pyro? What's up? What's up in the mix?
In the mix.
Shouts to After Boss. Shouts to everybody out there in the Chit Chat community, man. Welcome. Thanks to everybody in the viewership too, around the world. If you're around the world, thank y'all for all the support. I think that they wanted the news to be just like Sony's news. They want things to be the way they get their stuff. So if they already got the price hike, right? Well, why not Microsoft? We want to say something about Microsoft too. And if the price hike happens sooner than later, then look at you Xbox fans. See, y'all run y'all mouth too much. Microsoft is no better than Sony. They're gonna price hike. Wrong. See, you got let down at the end of that article where Phil Spencer said, listen, prices are gonna go up, right? But the way we look at things, with the economy and the things that are going around the world, we know that there's a hardship on our customers and everybody around the world. So when it comes to the price hike, and we see it we see it coming down the road. It's inevitable, right? But as for right now, we're not even thinking about changing the prices. But see, they didn't even want to talk about that because that's not
all they heard was the price is going to change. That's it.
They're not going to get them clicks if they admitted that he said that. It wouldn't be an article to be made. So, of course, keep the article negative, make it seem like, oh, look, Xbox is going to I even saw one article, Xbox is going to price hike after the holidays. Okay.
Now they just making up lies. Now they just making up straight lies.
Just gonna say it, just to be saying it, but it's all good. Look
And
what happened.
but no, it's not all good. You know why? Because
do you
it's
think
shameful.
Microsoft is gonna follow behind Sony right now? Sick with the news that just came out.
Ah, hell no, man. They're making profits, man. Unlike Sony, they showed they're making a profit. You know, their numbers are going up. Meanwhile, Sony numbers are going down. But also, more importantly, it's shameful for the press. Who knows the facts? Who knows what's going on? Who like to pretend like they don't, or like to misinform and be disingenuous purposefully, right? They went in with this stuff. As soon as there's some bad news for Sony, now they want to come out and bring out this old gem, which is contrary to the knowledge that all gamers have, right? And if you didn't know, you probably learned from an IGN who taught you that the razors and razor blade model. What the hell? It's ridiculous. Look at
breaking news, sick. Breaking news. Xbox loses $100 to $200 a console. That's the breaking news.
Oh no. So they're not making a profit off the Xbox when I bought it day one?
But listen, that's nothing. That's no news. Every console besides Nintendo.
Look how Games Hero comes in here and knows that.
See, everybody knows that.
But remember, they had to make money on subscription and controllers and accessories. That's not the news.
That's right.
IGN people are like, man, we got a good one today. Ooh, I can't wait to hit the publish button. Ooh, man, we got them good today.
But that's not breaking news though. Everybody knows.
At all.
No, you want
on
to know
top
what
of that
else
though,
funny, Games Heroes? It's why they're gonna say that during the time that Xbox is making the most money it's ever made in its history though.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why Xbox have like 50 controllers every day. Because they have to make money. Like,
get more controllers than games, huh?
That's right. That's right. Eventually, I'm gonna buy one of those at this rate. I'll get a controller instead of a whole console messing with these guys. But on top of that whole situation, you know what's extra messed up? It was a couple months ago that Sony was so proud to announce that they were making a profit off their consoles. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Not only is it known to everybody, they announced when they crossed that line into profitability, or at least breaking even on the consoles. And then, of course, they went and increased the price all across the world, even in America, because you can't get the system without a packing, right? Even in America, you got to get a pack.
Yes, you can.
Well,
America.
Oh, now finally? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
In America, you can.
Okay, well,
it's hard to get.
Of course, it's hard to get. Of course, they're gonna try to get this money any way they can. But the point I'm making is, what's up, Mr. Kima? The point I'm making is they were proud to announce that they broke even, and at this point, I imagine making a little bit of a profit, right? And then they increased the price of the system. And then, as we revealed the last time we spoke, right? Like they've long since have been making a profit because they're already right down to 6 nanometer. These consoles are using less electricity, producing less heat, which is costing them less money. Their yields are higher. They've been making money off the backs of these PlayStation. This is why they try to monetize in any way they can. Because PlayStation fans aren't buying PlayStation games as much as they say. And if they do, they're looking for the deals. They're looking for the deals like any sensible person would. But, this is why they try to nickel and dime you out of every aspect of their business, man. It's just ridiculous.
Redonkulous.
Facts.
Yeah, man, it's pretty messed up, bro. I mean, when you think about it, they need God of War now. I remember Realist was talking about it. Hey, Realist was on it for a long time, right? Then Game Heroes talked about it. You hear them two talk about it. Realist said, listen, they got to put God of War out this year because they can't afford to put it out in 2023, right? That was what Realist was saying back in the days. Game Heroes was saying back in the days when they released God of War, legal, what else they got? Spider-Man? You gonna bet your whole generation off of Spider-Man moving forward?
Yeah, but legal. Spider-Man is the best selling game of all time.
Facts.
And they don't even own the IP.
Facts.
33 million people bought Spider-Man, what, PS4? 33 million. That's their most successful. Yeah, and we all know why, because it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the most popular superhero in the world.
Yeah, close to it. I think he's right behind Superman, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he is the most popular. Batman was.
Okay.
No, he's ahead of Superman.
Okay.
Yeah, he's way ahead of Superman.
Okay. And those 33 million are combined for Miles Morales and whatever came out 2018.
Okay.
But like y'all said, they don't buy their games, right?
Yeah, we
Twitter is different from the public. Sony knows the truth. They'll let them promote the brand, get on social media and talk about the games. But those games are not selling. And in order for them to get to 20 million, 15 million, they have to put the game on sale for $9.99, bundle it. That's the only way that's going to get to those 20 million numbers. So they can talk about them and we can say, oh, wow, 20 million. I mean, not us, but, Sony's fans. But they're not selling these games, man. And Sony's going to have to deal with it. Their service is not sustainable because if people aren't buying their games, why would they enlist in a service just to have those same games that they were passing on before? This is why Microsoft gets Activision, Bethesda, IP that people know and that they're willing to subscribe to a service for. And then the third-party games, we get those in between the first-party releases. But they don't buy those games. Spider-Man is their only dependable IP. It's the only game that they can put out there and not have to basically give it away. It's what carried the PlayStation during Black Friday when they broke all these records. Because sometimes people buy consoles for the games, and then other times people buy games because they already have that console. Spider-Man is the only thing that they can depend on over there, and Call of Duty, which is why they're over there crying. But I'm done on that one.
Oh, you good, bro?
Speaking of Spider-Man, I mean, just go to it goes to show what realists talking about with that, because even on Spider-Man, like the game is $50 for either one of the versions. I know usually on Steam you get the first game, like the second game you get a bit of a discount, or there'll be a bundle or something, right? It's $100 to get both games, man. Even on PlayStation, to get them together, if you got the disc version, I think it was $70, right? Wasn't that the complaint about it? Right? Even on PC, that's worse. So like, there are a lot of PC dudes, out there, that was a great benchmark game, to flex on your system because of the way they programmed it, it's always taxing your CPU for the shaders and shit like that. So, and they really do need to fix that. But other than that, if you're a real gamer on PC, either you've been waiting on this game or you're looking at the price like, this is an old game. I'm gonna be waiting on it. And us folks on PC, we wait.
Nobody was waiting on Spider-Man on PC. Nobody was waiting for any of those PlayStation games to come to PC.
No, we don't.
There's always something else to play.
Right, there's always something else to play.
Like Choo Choo Charles.
Choo Choo Charles.
But these games will sell well enough. But man,
I was
not as crazy as they would have with these prices.
Choo Choo Charles.
I'm saying something. Microsoft dodged a bullet, man, to get Spider-Man that time.
Yeah.
Because imagine Microsoft did got Spider-Man, and it will help their console to grow, but also that will deviate their IPs like Halo, Gears, and Forza and Sea of Thieves, because Spider-Man is a big character, and back then nobody wants to make a Spider-Man game because back then Spider-Man wasn't a popular character.
That's what I'm so glad you said that, bro.
Because the MCU made
Spider-Man. Say that again, Games Heroes.
But then they say Sony is responsible for Spider-Man's uprise.
It wasn't a big deal back in the day because
it wasn't
Spider-Man games.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal because even Activision said it too, and told them, said good luck to find a developer because nobody wants to make a Spider-Man game because back then it wasn't a big IP back then. But when Spider-Man came to the MCU, that's when the popularity of Spider-Man became. So that's why Spider-Man PS4 rose that level.
Right.
Because nobody wanted to
make that partnership happen. Exactly.
Yeah, nobody wanted to. Even Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, nobody wanted to take that risk.
Telling the truth.
Now they want to take the risk because that's why EA came out and said they have 4 IPs of Marvel coming out, like Iron Man. The rumor is going to be Black Panther. Because back then, like remember, Marvel doesn't have a dedicated studio like Warner Brothers.
Right.
So they have to lend their IP to a lot of people. Back then, like Activision used to own all of these IPs. So now Activision say, fuck it, we're not going to do it because they're going to cost a lot of money. Now, next minute you start rebooting the goddamn movie again.
And Activision's contract with Spider-Man ended.
And ended. And they could have, funny, they could have renewed it. They could renew it, but they didn't want to renew it.
But
it wasn't profitable.
It wasn't
profitable.
Yeah, it goes back to your point why they didn't. But see, he's right. When billions of dollars was involved, we got to make this thing explosive. And so that's how the movie and the video game got tied in. It wouldn't have been no way in hell that game would have succeeded if they didn't tie that in. That's why Marvel and Sony made that partnership deal with the MCU/video game collaboration, and it blew up. He's right. He's exactly right. If it wasn't about the billions of dollars, we wouldn't even be talking about Spider-Man right now.
And
the numbers don't lie. Just like Spartan right there says, the major decline of the numbers, man, says it all in the business. So what is it telling you? That all these games prior to, right, every last one of them, since the beginning of the PlayStation 5, Sick, Tech, Game, Realist, Fireballs, Chit Chat,
and I'm back.
Every single one, you can name me all those games. Let's bundle them up, right? Let's put them in a basket, right? None of those games did anything. None of those games mean shit. You know why? Because it's just like Games Hero said. It's just like all of us said. We know, but y'all know my cotton candy game. I just can't wait. I just can't wait. Mine is right around the corner. What is it? November 9th? It's supposed to be coming out November 9th? I can't wait for God of War to come out, right? I can't wait for this PlayStation 4 game to come out. I can't wait. I've been waiting for 2 years.
Repeat that again.
To come out.
This what game is coming out?
That God of War.
No. But it's a what game?
It's a PlayStation 4 game.
That's right. PlayStation 4. That's right,
baby. We said it a long time ago. You know what? Shouts to the guys that caught them in their lives back then, who took the pictures, who told everybody, listen, damn, it's just the same game that we had last gen, but except for they snow capped everything. And once that got revealed, God of War went under the radar. We didn't see anything. To this day, you still ain't seen not a gameplay out of it. That's not Sony. You got Sony giving these guys 5-hour demos to get up on YouTube and give their young and the restless and all my children review about the game. They want grown men to sit up here. One dude on his show said, I was crying. First 5 minutes into the game, I was crying. Grown man, I'm crying. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Is this God of War? Or is this God of tissue? Like, this is God of War. What the hell are we talking about? I just started in the game, and the first 5 minutes, I was crying. You know, I get it that the sun is taking over. That's cool and everything. But I told y'all God of War was going to be a badass PlayStation 4 game. And y'all come, you know, ready to throw nails in my hands and raise me up to be crucified. I get it. You know, I understand. But hey, listen, the truth will set you free. The truth will make you free, bro. Stop believing in the lies all the time, people. This is a cross-gen situation. This is an RDNA 1.1 issue.
The developer came out and says that there was limitations. No crap. And they have problems. They didn't they have problems making the game. My theory was the game was already finished on the PS5, but they have problems with the PS4 version, so they have to scale it back. That's why they had to delay it.
Yeah, of course they got problems. That damn Decima engine is a decade old.
That's right.
You can only do
so much.
You can only staple and duct tape something that's been stapled and duct tape for so long.
I didn't realize how old it is already.
I know,
yeah,
right?
Remember the PS 4 and the Xbox One came out in 2013. That's
Yeah.
that same engine that was in Killzone that flopped so hard.
It's true. It's crazy.
It's true.
Ain't it?
10 years. It's been a while. 10 years. Yeah.
They use it on Until Dawn.
Yeah.
The Order 1886.
Right.
I'm saying
You gotta take the hell out of it.
you're like, I ain't much of a tech guy. I ain't much of a car guy, but I can imagine it's probably about as bad as somebody trying to call themselves trying to over tweak a Volkswagen. You're like, you only get but so much power out of that thing.
Yeah.
Before the engine starts blowing out on you, the hood, the rear where the engine is, like that just blows clean off.
That's landed.
Yeah. Look at all those
Like
games.
It's backfiring.
Yeah, it's backfire. Like Smokey on Friday, you know? It's crazy.
It's doing like illegal. It's doing like remember that Hanna-Barbera cartoon Speed Buggy? yeah. Let's go. Come on, God of War.
Yeah.
Try to crank it up.
Right. It's true. You know, and
It's true, man.
nothing is going the way they want it to, y'all. You can see this with the I don't want to get Six Slayer started. I'm gonna wait on this one because I know he's
welcome to
ready
our
to go
world.
on this one.
That's all I got to tell him.
Hold that one. But y'all notice how we done went
like
back
that.
to the UK all of a sudden. We went back to the UK now with the games, you know. Now we're back in the UK. You notice how they abandoned Japan, right? Right, realist? We don't talk about Japan no more. Now we're gonna, every time we want to bring up the success of a PlayStation game, we want to go to the UK now. So why is that, people? Why is that? That's just to keep the donkeys in La La Land, right? But let
That's
me
the new battleground for them.
I told y'all I was gonna wait for the next show when I get my mighty crew out here and that chit chat community and all the gamers around the world before I address that. What's good, David VGS? I see you, my man. Oh, okay. Look at that. It's lunchtime in Australia, baby. Yes, sir. Be safe out there, my friend. Be safe out there.
It's lunchtime in Philadelphia too.
And you know, they want to bring up the UK. So let's bring up the UK, right? Look, people, I'm just gonna tell you this. Microsoft doesn't have to talk about what it does in the UK. All right. These video games that come out third party, I get it, you know. Y'all saw the 28% compared to the 70-some% of PlayStation over there.
Yeah, but that's physical copies.
But thank you, Games Heroes. We know the deal. We told y'all that we do Game Pass over here, right? We actually do our service over here. That's why when you saw the report from Microsoft, it had a negative 3% in profit. That's normal. Between 3% and 7%, that's normal because they can make that back up. That's what they do. And those percentages, if you go back and you look throughout the time frame of these consoles, 3% to 7%, when you look at these fiscal years, if they're not in the plus, but if they go in the negative, you're going to see that 3% or 7%. Those are normal numbers. We're talking about 39% to 49% for PlayStation. That's not normal, people. It's like I said, you think Teknoblast hates y'all. Y'all think Six Slayer hates y'all. Y'all think Games Heroes hate y'all. Y'all think the Realist hates y'all. Y'all think Fireboss hates y'all.
Nah, no,
Damn right I
Just
do.
no,
I
no,
can't
no
stand
that.
it.
Look,
Don't
you
think,
think my man
know that.
After Boss hates y'all.
A couple of the names
my
you
man
just named
Sammy
already
V hates
have
y'all. We don't hate
PS5s.
y'all.
And the same people accusing them of hate don't have PS5.
Six Slayer, look, watch this. I'm going to do it all justice for us. Nobody in their right mind that hates y'all put this much work in. Y'all out y'all damn minds. If you think we're all working men here. We tired as hell. We love doing this. Hell, we always start my show late. You know why? Because we're late people. We're tired. We got kids running around the house. We got to spank them and put them to bed and read bedtime stories and kiss our wives or whatever else we got to do before we jump up on here. Y'all think that we jump up on here just to hate you? Bro, look.
You guys are known for that all over Twitter.
We might as well,
us.
right. I might as well shut this down and go back to Twitter and give you the smoke then. I'm here to tell y'all the truth. We're here to open your eyes up. when are y'all gonna do it? Look, your console and you might end up with a real community if y'all stand up against this nonsense, but y'all don't. So therefore, you stuck with the nonsense that you get. And then when somebody tells you
to take that same advice because they gave it to us years back. We didn't. Look at us now.
Facts. We're only here to give y'all the truth. Look, Microsoft does not have to tell you the UK market and what they do over there as far as success. Y'all want to know why? Because the UK is number 6 in the world for the gaming market. Now, everybody knows being in 6th place because you guys love that place marker. Oh, the PlayStation community loves the place marker. And y'all know y'all don't like being under number 1. So since y'all are the best in the world and y'all are number 1, why are y'all pom-pomming for a number 6 spot in the gaming industry market? Tell me. That's the UK. Number 6. Y'all clapping for number 6 spot now? Because that's all y'all don't know no better. Microsoft is not going to talk about the UK like that because their numbers are big over there because they don't have to be big when your numbers are big in the major markets, which are what? You want to know why Microsoft is investing in the cloud? Right. You want to know why Microsoft is investing in cloud? They're not investing in the cloud just to break through the UK. They're not investing in the cloud to break through Brazil, South America, or Canada, North America. They're not investing in the cloud just to break through on Japan. The cloud is for that big number 1 market called China. They get over there, they already got the United States on lock, which is number 2. You take the number 2 market and the number 1 market, you got everybody else. That's how it works. But see, talking to you donkeys, you think that you got to go to – now, Japan is a big deal. Don't get me wrong. Japan is number 3. So that's what I was saying. How is it? It's funny how they've abandoned
that ain't what Square said.
Right. They abandoned the number 3 market. They went and jumped.
Who cares about what the hell Square has to say? They can't run their business right anyway. Nobody's worried about that.
This is the top by revenue, top markets in the video game industry.
Speak on it.
China, United States, Japan, South Korea.
Game Zero, so speak on it.
It's China, United States, Japan, South Korea, Germany, UK, France, Canada, Italy, and Brazil.
Look at that shit. Look at that. I didn't even read that. And I got most of that right. And I was just going off the top of my head.
And so they're bragging about losing 6% or 96% on the UK. First of all, a lot of people in the UK, they don't even buy physical copies. They buy digital.
Bro.
They don't.
But you know what, Game Charles, real quick, and I'll let you keep talking. Did you look at that list? Did you look at the top 10 list?
Yeah.
Look, bro, they're not even playing game. Look, they went back to start playing Horizon Forbidden West, bro. Here we are almost in November. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's bad.
It's bad over there. They're not in no. And listen, that's not a knock against how they play their games. What I'm saying is the UK market is in no rush. That's not. Don't let that be your staple point. Oh, look, our games are selling their butt off for the UK, bro. Like that's not just that ain't where you want your staple point to be at.
No, because people were back in like 360 generation, the UK was number 2, but kind of fell off, and new players in the market came in. And China is the biggest market in gaming. You know, billions of people play a lot of games in China. Then the United States is second. Then third is Japan, and South Korea is fourth.
That's right.
There's one thing I want to say about Japan, though.
Look at Pyro.
I want to get your opinion.
Pyro just said last year the UK was 93% digital and 7% physical.
Yeah, and that's facts. And see, all the time they put out these physical charts. Legal. They never told how many people bought the game.
Right. They don't realize how stupid they look.
Exactly. Right. How many people bought? Like 1,000 people bought the damn game? Like, how many people bought the game? Like, that's stupid because you can't really rely on and they think that the UK is the whole entire world. No. Like, how many people bought the game in New York City?
Right.
Or Texas or Louisiana or
California.
That's common.
Real quick, and I'm gonna let you and Sick take over real quick. Spartan 117 says something right there that tells the truth about this whole situation. They had what, 2? Wasn't it 2 of our games that were time exclusive? Deathloop, and it was another one, right? I can't remember.
It was some Asian style of game.
No, Ghostwire. It's Ghostwire Tokyo.
Ghostwire Tokyo.
There you go. Now, we can say without a shadow of a doubt, they didn't give those games a time of day.
Hey, legal. While you at it, they didn't. They gave more love. They gave more love and care to Stray than they did to Kino.
There you go. There you go.
Yes.
Now watch this, y'all. He said something because I did. Guess what? I beat Deathloop. And if we're gonna talk about video games, I beat Deathloop. I beat Immortality. I'm sorry, Immortality. Hey, if you play the game, that game is wild. But Immortality, I beat what was the other one? Damn. Oh, Scorn.
Or you beat Scorn.
That's right. I'm playing a Plague Tales Requiem and Call of Duty kind of side by side, but now I got Gotham Knights to play too because I got guys wanting to play co-op with me. So I'm tied with those 3, trying to chop them in and get them done. So when I get all of those games done, that's 6 games, 6 to 7 games. Because How Life is next, bro. There's not a lot of time to be talking. There's games out here, right?
The drought's over. The drought is over now. From now on, it's game to game to game.
It's games. Now look, I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm noticing that the ones who do all this talking out here are the ones who ain't putting in the work. Let's just be honest. There's too much talking. Now listen, if that's what you're about, if you're about the yakety yakking and bumping your gums and that's
legal,
all
leave that one
you
on the
put
screen
to
right
the
there about
table,
ratings.
Right. Don't come over here in this space because some of us can do the talking and the gaming. This ain't just talking. You know what I'm saying? You're right, Malik Week. Shout outs to you. Right. Phil Spencer has a master plan in place. That's exactly right. The man has to be what he is, y'all.
Yo, legal.
He has to represent what he is.
Put that post that Radiance had.
He's not doing anything wrong. He's not doing anything wrong. He's doing what he's supposed to do, you know? And you just go with the flow. You know, these games are going to come out in 2023. None of us are going to have time to really be talking other than, like me and Tech said, soon, our channels are going to be about what did we play today?
Yeah.
It ain't going to be, we won't care about the news no more. Right,
not
Sam?
this month or this week. It will be today because there'll be games back to back to back. But listen, I wanted to ask everybody here a question. In fact, if you could put up the post by Radiance earlier about Japan, right? Now, I'm not saying I disagree with him because I really don't, but this is the question to the group here, right? Because I feel as if Japan, the importance of Japan isn't so much of like, you know, sales numbers, but they wanted to see that their support. No, not that one. What they said about Japan themselves is irrelevant. Okay, that it's not relevant. I'm not going to agree or disagree with that specifically, but the thing about it is you still want Japan to support you, and you want the people there to feel like they're being supported because you want the game.
Regardless, the thing is, regardless of what people think,
more
because the ones I know who he's. I'm not going to say, but I know what camp he's agreeing with. That's been spouting that. But the thing is that even I don't agree with that because the thing is Japan is still a viable market,
right?
More so than UK. So, yeah. So there you go.
Absolutely.
Yo, real quick, I want to give a special shout out to my man Jago6. We miss you, fam. We glad you back. Look,
yeah, bro.
Spartan 11 said we were trying to get you, man. It was an accident on the last show. That's Jago6, man. Don't ever think anything negative came your way, bro. It was an accident. He apologized. I apologize for him. I try to reach out to you.
Yeah, bro. We tried to reach out to you.
We're glad you're back, man.
But
Shane,
yeah. Like what you had.
What's
like
up,
what you had
brother?
to say there because
about to take off and be insane. Exactly.
Hey, what's up, Shane? That's my boy Shane right there. Yeah.
What's up, Shane?
He saw the light, man. He saw the light with Game Pass. He was a PlayStation guy. He saw the value of Game Pass, and he said, "Look, man, Game Pass is his life."
See that?
It does. Listen, man. You know what? Me and Teknoblast had this talk, right? We said, listen, Nobody really owns anything in this world.
Yeah.
That's the myth. Everything is about passing down. We got kids. We got sons. Me and Tech got 2 sons. Do you think Tech takes the big clothes from his older son and just gives them away? No, the little son reaps from the big brother. He gets those hand-me-downs. Then after them hand-me-downs, then, hey, you call up a relative, hey, y'all got any youngins? We're from the South, you know, you got any little biggins out there? And if they know you put them in a car.
We ship them down to Mexico.
And it's not just the physical items too.
And you send them down to Mexico.
It's knowledge and experience too. It's,
yeah,
you know,
Teknoblast, you send them clothes to Mexico, right?
Yep.
My littlest son, right? And you go up in his closet, and it's like his mother's, man. It's all decked out because you know what? He got all his brother's clothes. He ain't got to worry about nothing. In life, you never own anything. You got these cats out here flipping they wig because people buying digital games. Well, let me tell you something, y'all. If you happen to pass away, your physical games are not going with you.
Yep.
That's it. You're not playing. You don't own anything. The same way you came in with nothing is the same way you going out.
You better hope you played them games with other people so they can remember you, yo. And this is what I was saying when you're talking about how the both of you have boys, right? Like not only if you have multiple kids, you know, you have that first one. Not only the second one will benefit by the hand-me-downs and stuff, but also the experience that you gain. Okay, the experience that the first son gains, you know.
That's right.
You know, okay, this is what dad's gonna want, blah blah blah, and then you as a parent is gonna experience and you're a better parent, you would think, and you learned.
Yeah, you learn
with the first, and then with the second one, it'll be a little better or maybe more spoiled. Who knows, right?
Right.
But it's that same thing with Japan. This is what I was saying. This is the point I was making. I wanted to get everybody's opinion on that. See, Japan, in particular, we know because we track this on our DMs when we see, you know, Japanese gamers getting their Xboxes, you know, and supporting the platform and being happy with what's on the platform and the games that is coming in, you know, Game Pass and all of that, right? But as much as we want, you know, the Japanese audience to play Xbox, and I'm not trying to downplay that, my point too is we also want those developers to be looking at Xbox like, oh, that's a viable platform to develop on. And while you have China and America and UK and Europe and all of that, of course, they want to make games that's going to be successful in those areas, but they're very home-centric. So it has to work for Japan. They would rather a game be very successful in Japan and not be successful in the rest of the world, even though that's not good for business.
That's dumb.
What they want. That's just dumb. But at the same time, though, you want that. You want to entice that, whatever it gets to get them there, because you want the developers. You want this support. You want those Japanese games on your platform. And that's the one thing I feel that Microsoft is missing and they're slowly starting to get, right? They want that influence of the Japanese.
But
people don't like that. And you want a whole range. So that way you have a whole range. You have Japanese, you have European, you have American, you have Chinese, Korean. Okay, the Chinese and the Koreans are on the come up when it comes to games. And they're blowing minds, man.
But see, the problem with the Japanese thing, right? It go back to the OG Xbox, right? See, when the OG Xbox came in the scene, right? It was the only American company actually, you know, American company make a console, right? Now, if you're Square Enix, you're not gonna make a game with the Xbox because you don't really, you know what it is. A lot of Japanese developers, they were scared to make games on the Xbox because it was an American company. They didn't know if they were going to sell, and they need Microsoft trust. Now, doing the 360 era, they did. But the problem is that the big ones like Square Enix, Capcom, they did it. But the small ones like NS America and other Japanese developers to this day, they don't want to make games on the Xbox. They don't think that Xbox gamers are going to go out there and buy these games. But that's a false. Because look at Persona 5. A lot of Xbox gamers actually begging for Persona 5 for how many years? And when it finally came out, it's in the top 10 most playing game on Xbox. So it's just that Microsoft is an American company, it's very difficult. So many Japanese developers to this day are still not trusting Microsoft and the audience to put these games on Xbox. There are a lot of Xbox gamers. It is a myth that we like first-person shooters, and that's it. So,
But it's slowly,
I know you're saying
thankfully, it's slowly beginning to transfer over. Yeah,
It's
it
slow.
takes time though.
It takes a long time.
Yeah,
It will still take another decade because it's going.
that's just taking that long, but we'll see.
No, it is because we still missing a lot of games. The only publisher is always going to support Microsoft is Namco Bandai.
Yeah, 'cause they're on, especially because they're on Unreal Engine, that's just easy for them. But they've
look at
learned that it's worth it for
That's
them.
going pretty well. One Piece is coming out for Xbox.
That'll be a big anime game. Yep, One Piece is still very popular.
So
Namco Bandai, and if I'm not mistaken, that's using Unreal Engine 5.
Yes.
Yeah. Tekken 8 coming to Xbox.
Unreal Engine 5.
One Piece is coming to Xbox.
Man, look, Game Heroes, all those games that come from over there, they're going to Xbox, right? The games that Xbox doesn't get is all those little games that you don't even know about unless you live over there. When it comes to Square Enix, they're under Sony's thumb. That's the only reason. Because otherwise, why would Sony pay them? Now, when it comes to like a lot of these games, you got Capcom as well. Like, all these games are coming to Xbox. Xbox has an initiative over there in Japan. All these developers that we heard of, because you remember I used to hype up when they said 221 unique developers, whatever. But then I heard Sarah Bond say that like 75 of those games have already shipped. So which games were they? They're games that we never even heard of. There's all these little visual novels and all these games that sell well over there.
Yeah, but
all these games are gonna hit Xbox, bro.
Yeah, we don't play visual novels on Xbox.
And then you guys said that they're like you said that they don't think they're gonna sell on Xbox.
Nah.
They barely sell over there.
It's barely sell over there.
Okay, so it's not about sales. It's about loyalty. It's about their alliance.
Will you support Japan, and then Japan will support you?
Yeah, really. I had a conversation before in Twitter Spaces, and it is true. It's all about brand loyalty. They're not going to support an American company. They're still going to support the Japanese company. Nintendo could have a hard time selling the next Nintendo console. They're stupid on the Nintendo console. So,
they supported Xbox when they needed Xbox, when PlayStation couldn't sell a PlayStation, and Nintendo was damn near dead.
Right.
Yeah. And look,
it's not. I just think Xbox needs to improve with their visibility over there in that region, because the games that people really care about, other than Final Fantasy, they're on Xbox, right? Okay, Genshin Impact is a new one, but that's something that Xbox could have had exclusively on their platform. They just missed the boat, but now they're over there in China right now. All these games that matter are hitting the platform outside of Final Fantasy, or if you want to count it for Spoken, that's basically Sony Studio. But the rest of these games that matter, your Dragon Quest, not Pokemon, of course, because that's Nintendo. But all these games, they're coming to Xbox too.
All
these Japanese games that we keep talking about, if they hit 500,000, they're celebrating. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry to interject on that. When you said Pokemon, Nintendo owns, look into that. I found out. Me and Legal talked about that.
No, they own like 30%.
Nintendo technically does not own Pokemon.
That's why it's called the Pokemon.
Yeah, they own 30%. It's a Game Freak.
Yeah, no,
they do all this time, all these years. I thought Game Freak was a subsidiary. No, they're not. Creatures Inc. I thought they were a first party subsidiary. No, they're not.
They're their own company.
Nintendo never owned Game Freak.
So I said to Legal, I said, you know what? See a lot of their more newer age business, business students are not doing a lot of their business schooling in Japan anymore. A lot of them are going abroad, like either coming here to the States or to Europe. So they're going back over there with these newfangled ways of thinking. Who's to say that the next one that sits at the head of the table is like, you know what? I got big, bright, beautiful ideas for this franchise. It needs more growth. There's only but so far we're going. let's see, we did mobile. How about we do multi-platform? How about that, guys? What do you think? What do you think? So I'm just saying. I mean, it's like I'm not trying to scare any like, Nintendo fans in the chat, but that's just something to think about. but yeah, I had to throw that in there. But go ahead, man.
But Microsoft never owned. Nintendo never owned. Nintendo does not even own studios. The only studio had is Retro, Next Level Games, and that's it. They don't own and Microsoft.
Don't forget HAL, HAL Library.
No, they don't own. No, they don't own HAL Laboratory. No, that's dope.
Really?
Never did. No, they don't. They don't own studios.
Boy, talk about being in a raging river on a raft, but you don't own the paddle. You don't even own the raft. Boy, you just ate well.
They're second party developer. Nintendo does not have. People understand, like, Microsoft is buying studios. Sony is buying studios. Nintendo. The last time Nintendo bought a studio was called Next Level Games. It's like last year. They don't buy studios. Like Creature Inc., that's not their first party developer. Game Freak is not their first party developer. Goodfield is definitely not. Intelligent System is not their first party developer. HAL Laboratory is not their first party. Even the Pokemon Company, they don't own that.
That's why it's a separate company entirely. Always was.
Yeah, they never owned. Nintendo just lend their IPs who they could trust.
No, they don't lend the IP. They just own stake in the company.
Yeah, they used to with Square before they moved on to PlayStation back in the day.
Illegal. What Pyro MD says about Kimco, he's got a point.
Yes.
Kimco has been one of those, even though it's not been like true AAA quality type of games they've been releasing. And I know what they've been using to do those games, but I'm not going to say that. But that's the reason why they've been able to crank out so many so fast, is because of this particular game development kit. Yeah. And the thing is that I always kept saying to myself that as dedicated as that small group has been to releasing stuff to Xbox and everything.
Yes.
I keep saying to myself that it would be nice if Sarah extended a deal to them where it's like, all right, we're going to kind of like give you a little extra funding, just a little bit of extra padding to see how much further you can push, not just your narrative, but like the production quality, and use that as a gauge to decide of whether or not they could be one of the first studios they could pull in under the new Xbox game studios in Japan. Because remember, they got a Japanese edition now
too. Kimco is really old. I remember in the late 80s, early 90s, man.
But they're real small. They more. I remember that because they closed doors years back. I mean, a long time back, and just came back. I say around maybe the middle of last gen, maybe.
Yes. Yeah, I want to say that's around the time. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, so you can't even really say it's the actual Kimco that we all remember.
What I've read, a lot of the people they went elsewhere and they did their own thing, and a lot of them they came back together. From what I've been reading, I'm not 100% sure on that, but there's a couple of studios that have worked out like that, like old studios that don't even really exist anymore.
SNK,
like Technosoft, SNK, but SNK is a whole story in and of itself. But basically, they separated themselves into Playmore, and then they bought themselves back. Right? And they eliminated all their debt that way. So, other situations like that has happened in the past. I think Kimco isn't that level of detail, but, they did leave, they broke apart, and they came back together like sometime last generation, as far as I know.
But before you guys say something, Square Enix is a weird company, man.
Oh yeah,
they could put Nier Automata on the Xbox. They could put a Star Ocean game, but you couldn't put Final Fantasy VII Remake. But you put Crisis Core. It's the prequel of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
They could if they didn't get paid. Sony paid for that.
Yeah, Sony did pay for that. They couldn't
The
get.
bottom, dude, the
We
bottom
can't
line
get.
is Sony's going to always be priority because you got to remember who bailed them out when they went in the red and almost went under before the
Yeah,
split, before the Enix
a
merger.
lot of people don't know that. Sony bailed them out because remember when Square Enix make a movie, Final Fantasy movie, it costs a lot of money.
Spirits
It
Spirits
burnt up all
Within.
their money. It burnt up all their money back then.
And that's why That's why these Final Fantasy games were exclusive for PlayStation, because Sony paid for them, and it helped Square Enix go back, to once become a dominant, company. That's it.
I mean, from what I know is that they basically dumped Nintendo like everybody else with the cartridges. I don't know if it was specifically anything Sony did special. It's just that once they made that move, Final Fantasy was a hit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when they made all that money and then wasted it on the movie, and then Sony stayed their asses.
But what Final Fantasy 6 was a hit though? Because I don't play Final Fantasy.
Well, Final Fantasy was popular in the it was popular in the Super Nintendo days, and we were expecting, 7 was supposed to be an N64 game. They even had made that demo with the SGI kit and all of that. It was supposed to happen, but then PlayStation made the right moves, and boom.
Well, no, like just like everybody else, they dumped Nintendo because of the cartridge, and of course Sony
for the cartridges. That's right.
Sony has the part ownership in the CD, and they brought the industry with them. I mean, I agree with it. I mean, they were cheaper and they held more data, but Square dumped Nintendo because they had a long-term relationship with Nintendo before Sony ever came along.
Yeah, we know that. I understand.
Nintendo put Square on the map. That's the thing. But the thing is that it's no secret that we can all pull it up and look it up that Nintendo did a lot of those studios dirty throughout the years. And a lot of them were
roughshod the whole time.
See, that's why it's time for American company to be the market leader, because we've seen what the two Japanese companies look like as market leaders. I think that's Fireboss. I mean, they pretty much tax developers or publishers to the point to where they had to create their own cartridges and circumvent the whole seal of approval thing with the Tengen and things like that. Nintendo was a trash company back then too.
Versus Nintendo. As soon as they lost that, now you saw games that were locked to Nintendo on Sega, and TurboGrafx and other things like that. And just in time for Sony to swoop in with their own system. Before that, Nintendo was running roughshod over the whole industry in a way that everybody would see would be obviously monopolistic back then. They had to be taken to court over that, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, but you see, the funny about this is that, like Nintendo was Square Enix. There's a lot of what if. Now, let's say Nintendo did use CDs, then Final Fantasy 7 will be exclusive from Nintendo. So that would never help PlayStation. PlayStation will be under, in my opinion.
I don't know if it would have been exclusive, but at the very least, I think it would have been on both platforms. It's just that Nintendo was hell bent on controlling their own delivery, because even after that, they went with baby discs. They never really want to go with what everybody else is going with because they control the manufacturing.
But the baby just did help them get some third-party games, though.
What helped them get third-party?
They want to always see. The thing is, they want to always be right. They want to always hold that guide on, saying that we're our own thing. We don't follow nobody.
Well, no, they control manufacturing that way. And especially if it's theirs, I mean, why would you want to put yourself under Sony, right? On top of that, after the Nintendo PlayStation thing, I mean, why would you want to do something that they're telling you to do?
Yeah.
That's. Go ahead.
No, I don't really play Final Fantasy. Just to ask you guys, what Final Fantasy was popular on the Super Nintendo before it came to the PlayStation?
It was popular with groups. I mean, nobody I knew was playing those games back then. But you got to look at it. Nintendo pretty much ran gaming back then, so they introduced that to a lot of people. Go ahead, man.
I got a question. What do y'all think? Right? What do y'all think about this whole Call of Duty thing? Right? This whole interruption of of the matrix when it comes to Call of Duty, right? And the PlayStation fans boycotting it, returning their getting their refunds, returning their pre-orders, didn't want to play the game. You know, you got IGN out here downgrading it 6 out of 10. And then the news comes out that Call of Duty has made more money than it's ever made in its entirety. This Modern Warfare 2 is record-breaking.
Ever. Yep.
Ever. How does this happen, people? Because we knew you donkeys wasn't fooling nobody. Look, man, this is another reason why I keep telling y'all. The clowns that y'all see on Twitter, they don't even make up 1% of the population out there. They're like 0.01% of their community. You're listening to the bottom of the bottom of the bottoms out here, man. Stop listening to these clowns, man. They ain't doing nothing. The real PlayStation community, are playing these third-party games. They're not playing these third-party games. They're boring. They're one and dones, okay? They'll play the game, and we're going to talk about this. They're going to play the game. They're going to beat it. They're going to get back to Call of Duty. That's it, bottom line.
Or FIFA.
They're going to play Call of Duty till the wheels fall off. That's what they play. They're going to play those Minecraft games. They're going to play the Fortnite games. All right? It's unlike us. You can't say we're like y'all. No, because we play our first-party games. Matter of fact, we play them for a long time. We play Gears of War. We play Halos. We play Forces. We play ours. Ours being the top 20. All three of them. Well, Gears falls off. Gears falls off faster than Halo and Forza will.
They got longevity.
Gears comes in like third place. But Gears will be there in the multiplayer. It'll be there. You don't have to wait for a matchmaking. You won't. It's a whole entirety you won't. You can get on Gears. The whole Gears 5, you can get on that until the next one comes out. As a matter of fact, they probably still playing Gears of War 4. Usually Gears go about two good series. Easy with multiplayer. Easy. Halo, the people, the Halo fans that are on Forge right now, that you know, Forge just got made on for the Infinite. I'm sorry, for Halo 5, the Forge on Halo 5, that's where they're at. They're still over there until it got over here to Infinite. They wasn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
They're still going to play that until they can move. That's the difference. We got games where the community alone is more than all your damn PlayStation exclusive put together. And this is the topic that I wanted to come up with. What do y'all think about people who feel? Because I saw Tech, you and Six Layer talk about this. A good old friend of ours, Electric DC, out there on Twitter land. You know, he made a post about PlayStation having the ability to have something like Game Pass where they should make their games day one. But if you really think about it, they already do that. When their games come out, that's what they do. They come out, they play them, and they don't play them anymore. That's the problem. So you don't want Sony to go broke. Because if Sony does that, they're not going to make – see, the whole point of having a service is to make reoccurring money. Every game on Game Pass doesn't make money for Game Pass. You heard it with Phil. Phil Spencer said in that interview, we try to get the games that we feel people will play, will draw interest. You know, people who will make a gamer just play it just because it's there, that they thought if we knew that we would charge them to play this game, they wouldn't play it. And they try to handpick these games, and they're watching them. These games don't just stay on Game Pass. They see the numbers, right? So if the game is struggling or they see that it's not drawing any interest, they'll pull it, and they'll replace it with another game. PlayStation just doesn't have that. What are you going to do? Ratchet and Clank? You did Ratchet and Clank 17 damn times. You're going to put Ratchet and Clank in the service day one. Okay. You telling me that you're going to get the people that just beat the damn game? They're eager to play it again? They don't do that. God of War, you going to throw the old one out there? Okay, they did it. You did it on PC. Where is it at today? Nobody talks about it. Returnal, nobody talks about it. Sackboy, Nobody talks about it.
It came out and no one's talking about it. Yeah.
Nobody talks. This is the problem. Nobody talks
Oh
about it.
no, they are talking about it. They're reporting that it did poorly.
Look.
That's how we know.
Babylon Fall. Dead.
Man, I didn't even know that game came out.
Exactly.
That game fell so hard. Dude from Digital Foundry, you know, the one with the gap in his teeth and the glasses. Even he put a picture up on Twitter, right? With the full price. It still had the full price on it. Even he had to gig at it, yo. That's how bad that is, man.
Yeah, I had no idea the game was
you know
out.
They made that article. JyzalGamingTV sent it to me, man. Because I was on the phone with him one day, and he was like, "Legal, you know, only like one person on PC played the game." I was like, "Man, shut up." I was like, "Bro, shut up, man."
They had a peak
about it.
They had a peak of like 4 people.
What? Yeah,
4 people peak. He's not lying. Yep.
4 people a peak.
Well, you know, the analytics on Steam is on point, accurate, and honest about everything. Yep.
The peak. The highest it ever got. The peak.
That's got to be one of the biggest flops that's actually known.
The article, one person was playing it after everybody had quit. One person, and he sent me that article.
That's probably me, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't even know what to say. I was like, damn, it's for real. One person. One beautiful soul in the whole entire world chose to choose.
He's all in there waiting, like, where are you guys?
Right. Just there. The Destructive All-Stars. Gone.
Oh, man, that's a
banger.
banger.
Shut that damn thing down. Because here's the problem with PlayStation fans, right? Y'all talk a big game, but your diversity is lame. The type of game style that y'all play, yeah, you know what? We know throughout the times, you make beautiful movie games. Yes, you do. But you can't bring those beautiful movie games to a gamer like me. I will go to sleep on them. They bore me. I'm not there for a novel game.
Days gone.
I'm not there with Kleenex sitting next to me. That's not how I get down, bro. Like, I want to play the game. I want some action. I don't need, I don't need to be crying, bro. Like, that's just not it for me. So that's all y'all do. Sony knows that's all y'all do. So you can't get something like Game Pass because Game Pass wouldn't make sense. Your culture for your fan base is totally different. Y'all created that atmosphere. So why would they make a system day one for what? You guys aren't going to play these games. We've been saying it. Now y'all are living up to it. See, where the media hid y'all last generation, right? That's why they would run around everywhere. Japan throwing up sale numbers. UK throwing up sale numbers. So every now and then MPD, they don't want to show the MPDs. You know that, right? They always want to go where PlayStation will just dominate. But where they dominate at, the markets aren't a big deal. You're dominating in the 6th place. You're not talking about Japan anymore. You're not talking about the United States because that's 2nd and 3rd place. You don't want no parts of that because it's a tight race there. It's competitive, real strong there. You just want to go to a market where Xbox isn't doing so strong in physical sales, right? You don't want to, you know that the physical sales are going to be low. So there goes your ammo. There goes your clickbait. Oh, we're going to show the physical sales of PlayStation. Look, doing real good. Oh, we don't know the physical. I mean the digital sales of Xbox. Of course you don't. So therefore, the top 10 list or the top 20 list, Xbox fans won't ever see. You don't know what's going good. You don't know what's going bad. And there you have it. That works in their favor. But at the end of the day, Call of Duty broke records. We're looking at y'all, right? Because you guys love Call of Duty. The CMA, right, just got slapped in their face about it. Look, they show the numbers. Our fan base don't even jock Call of Duty like this. Like, they're playing all their games. Yeah, they play Call of Duty, but Call of Duty is not bread and butter for our community. Most of the Call of Duty fans in the world on consoles come from PlayStation. So if Call of Duty broke records, we know who did that. Y'all did that. We know that Call of Duty and Spider-Man are your go-to. Those are your go-tos, man. God of War is not your go-to. We don't care about Kratos, bro. Kratos drops, And then Kratos flops. That's it. He's coming in. Price gonna go down.
Yo, and legal. Here's the funny thing about all of this.
Joe Six
People act like they don't know.
His price already dropped in the bundle by $20 already. Go ahead, Sid.
Yeah, and
before he even came out.
Yeah, and the thing about all this is we already know all of this. This has already been the standard. Like, we can see the numbers. They've been out there quarter after quarter after quarter. 117 million plus systems, but God of War doesn't hit those crazy numbers. Like Spider-Man, your first part doesn't do that. You know, a licensed property does. Not Gran Turismo, not any of these games. They don't buy their games like they talk that talk, but they don't walk the walk. And so now these numbers come out once again at the perfect time, and then you have IGN all of a sudden with the sus time putting this report out, misconstruing what Phil Spencer said. You know, this report, that report, all false bullshit that everybody should already know is not the truth, and then they running with it like they got the hot news. Who the hell do y'all think y'all?
When Phil Spencer, when they said Phil Spencer admit that Xbox has no games this year, he did not say that, man. Look at what he said in the interview. He says there's no big games came out this year.
They're lacking strong first party. Strong was the key. Like Starfield, like Redfall.
But he didn't say that there's no first party games because we're gonna have a first party game in the next 10 days. It's called Pentiment. So
just got scorned.
And Pentiment is the first party game. And Grounded came out and got 10 million users play that game.
Mm-hmm.
And it got 84. He didn't say, he says strong first party games. He didn't say that Xbox has no game. Like, they like to spin that.
Pentiment is not a movie game, remember?
No, Pentiment is not a AAA game, so this is what the score game. Let's say the game got a 94, right? It doesn't count because it's not a AAA game.
Y'all better hope Games Heroes ain't right on that game. Because, boy, if he's right on that game, y'all finna catch that smoke, boy. Pentiment better not score higher than God of War. That's all I'm saying.
It would.
Put it out there right now. Pentiment better not score higher than God of War.
No, it would. That's made by Obsidian. Obsidian makes better games than a lot of these studios out there, trust me. And look, I would say Valve probably get a better score than Spider-Man. And that would happen.
Now that one, that's gonna be, bro. I'm telling you right now.
See about that.
You know what,
2023.
You know what, nigga? I'm on True Violence. The Outer Worlds 2 probably score better than Spider-Man 2.
Okay, what about Forspoken, y'all?
That shit trash.
Wait, that's out too?
No, it's not out yet.
It ain't
out
out
again because of the trash that looked like.
Yo,
it looked like it was gonna be trash. They had to delay it. Stone
no, they didn't get like 10 times. That shit trash, dude. We can keep that going.
Ain't it a timed exclusive as well?
It's timed exclusive. 2 years.
It's one of those Final Fantasy timed exclusives.
Man, that's like giving a baseball player a 10-year contract. What the hell?
No, it's literally 2 years exclusive for PlayStation and PC.
God.
So was Final Fantasy, right?
No, Final Fantasy was 1 year. They extended.
Okay, so are you able to play it on your Xbox?
Final Fantasy remake number 7.
All right, yeah.
7 was a year.
Of course, 7, man. It's the only one not on Xbox.
Yeah, 14 2 years. But if you have a PC, I don't know how the hell Microsoft pulled this off. You could play Forspoken on the Windows Store, and you get the achievement. I don't know how they did that.
The reason how they did it is because what's the name? The Penguin. Epic Game Store didn't buy timed exclusivity.
Yeah.
I mean, any game that doesn't hit the Windows Store or Steam is because of Epic. Yeah, Epic is the only one that's doing these time deals as far as the storefronts go.
And they knew not to do it.
So if you want an achievement,
it wasn't worth it.
Xbox achievements, you could literally just download that on the Windows Store right now for $60-$70, and you could play it. But it's not gonna be on Xbox or I don't think it will be on Xbox.
What's the release date on the game? Is it already out or what?
No, it got delayed 3 times. So it's
Damn, man, you really don't care about the game, huh?
I really don't. Last I heard, it got delayed again. Last time I saw it, everybody was like, "Oh, it looks like ass again," and they delayed it immediately after. So I don't know.
Isn't it supposed to come out in May, Game Heroes?
Yeah, it's supposed to come out May 24th. It got delayed to October 11th. It got delayed again to January 24th, 2023.
Well,
man, what's up with this game looking like ass, man? They don't have creative people or what?
They're capping for that game. That game is ass, dude. And if that game turned out trash, you know what they're gonna do it? They're gonna treat it like Babylon Falls. It doesn't exist.
Here's what's gonna happen with that game. Either it's gonna get a really crappy grade, inconsistent with what everybody's starting to think it's gonna be, or it's gonna get a really high score, and then you're gonna know the fix is in, and then you're gonna know the fix.
Yeah, the fix is in. Yeah, that fix is in. Like, cause I'm looking at the gameplay of this. Look, think about it, right? If Forspoken is gonna be bigger than Starfield, no. If this is their biggest game coming out in the first half of 2023, they in trouble. Like, you hope Starfield, Redfall, or Forza doesn't come out, because this game looks like ass.
Real quick, you want to know something? In that interview, you remember when Phil Spencer was talking about, they were talking about putting bananas in the game. Remember, they were talking about putting bananas in their racing games and stuff like that, right? And they was like, what about putting it in Forza Horizon, and it feels like Motorsport's coming out. And he was like, those guys are serious over there. There's no joking with that game. I mean, go back and look at the interview from iJustine, right? He lets it be known that this game here, they're not playing around. He said, man, they wanted to give you the most realistic version of a racing game that they've ever done. So this thing is going to be, you're going to be going into the cockpit. You're probably going to see the people come out, change out your tires and everything. You're going to probably see your whole crew. You're going to have all the bells and whistles.
What you mean probably, Legal?
Oh, for
what
real.
You're going to see.
If you listen to the way he described that game, it's like, bro, it's gonna be a whole new experience. He let it be known ain't gonna be no goofiness in it whatsoever. So that's why the realists realists don't like goofy games.
Hey, listen,
goofiness is gone. You don't have to see no goofiness.
Hey, when I was a kid, I played Mario Kart.
Hey, I'm gonna call this right.
That's what they were talking about. That's what they were talking about. Trying to put some fun.
Forza is going to get a 97 on Metacritic.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh
no, it's not.
Forza Motorsport is 95 easily.
Oh, you said Forza? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that Motorsport that's coming out. They said, bro, it's.
Watch your mouth before you talk about.
They said that racer.
Make sure you verify what.
Oh no! I thought he said Forspoken again. I was like, what the.
No.
Forza easily.
I think Forza Motorsport's gonna have all the bells and whistles to it, man.
No.
Yeah, that's why they waited that extra year, I think. Yep.
That Forspoken game will get in the 60s. Like, that shit look hot. I'm looking right now in the gameplay right now. That thing looks like hot garbage. If you want to play something like Magic, just buy Harry Potter, the new Hogwarts. Just buy that.
Oh, I forgot. Oh my.
Hogwarts is out.
Right. We got Harry Potter coming.
Forspoken.
Wait, Hogwarts is out?
Yo, when is that Harry Potter game?
No, Tech.
February.
Just goes to show everybody's hyped for it. They're a lot more hyped for that than they are for Forspoken. There you go. You see that?
Why you think they bumped back Harry Potter, man? Because they already bundled God of War. I predicted spring, man, and they made me look bad.
Hey,
but that's gonna crush a lot of games.
Sick drop.
My problem with Forspoken right now, I'm looking at some gameplay. The whole world is empty. Like, there's nothing in the game. Like, you're some little girl.
Yeah, it's worse than Mad Max, bro.
You're some little girl that's running around and just doing magic. That's it.
Yeah, it doesn't look a lot. I mean, hey.
It could surprise me.
I ain't gonna lie. It just came out become like a Death Stranded type game. Like some people hate it, some people don't like it.
Whoops.
You can go surfing. So you
You
saying
can
it's more
surf
like a platform game?
You go
Yeah, you
surfing?
can go surfing now. The enemy doesn't look that great. The animations are terrible, and I don't care what people say.
What for Sparking?
Yeah, that seems like an average.
Ooh, comes
game.
out January 24, 2023. Woo! First day.
Day one,
Day
baby.
one, baby.
Now that we're talking about day one, before we go,
I wouldn't pay $70 for that crap.
I got a question.
Wait a minute! This is $70.
I got a question for you, Game Heroes.
Oh hell!
I got a question, realist, tech, ball, sick, the chit chat
Wait,
community.
who do you got a question for? All of us or just
All
one?
of y'all.
Oh,
What do you think about PlayStation Plus not being able to sustain itself? It cannot sustain.
I think it's a fantastic model. It's been working. It's great. I think Sony has something going for them. It's just fantastic. And I'm happy to be part of it.
All right.
Really? It's going, right?
Okay, listen.
Going
Tech,
straight
tech,
down.
tech, 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 tech.
Man, Teknoblast is troll, man. That shit trash, bro.
You said
Tech.
it was so
Bro,
bigger.
if you need help, just blink once. Blink once, man.
Hey man,
Okay.
hey man, nobody wanted that crap, dude. Like,
Why do you think they lost 2 million, y'all? Be honest.
they
What
lost
makes
2
y'all
million
think
because
they
they got
lost
no
2 million?
games on
Because
there.
the $1 offer
honestly,
ended, and they're like, I'm
all the
cutting this
games I
crap
have is
off.
old ass games. Like I can play those either on Game Pass or why? Okay, they had the medium. You know the mediums on the PlayStation Plus, right? Dude, we would have had the medium like 2 years ago. These games are just like nobody want. They had the
I'm gonna go
Yakuza
last
series.
on this one.
They had the Yakuza series, and we were to have that. Like they have old games. They don't have new games. They don't have, first party games. And let's say they got the new games. The only new game they had day and day was Stray, and nobody cares about that shit. So, I'm not surprised. Like nobody wants PlayStation Plus. They just combine PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus and bumped up the numbers. Nobody
Okay, well, here's the thing.
And he had different tiers too. Like he had the low tier, the middle tier, and the high tier. So the high tier get the better games, and the middle tier that's confusing. Game Pass is a better service because if you guys have Game Pass, everybody has the same game in the equal service.
Yeah, they have it too fragmented.
Yeah.
Why?
There's a lot of things that's
if
wrong.
I don't have the higher tier, I can't get what's the name? Yakuza. I have to get the higher tier, and I have to pay extra money to get that. Why would I pay extra money to play an old ass game came out a couple years ago?
Because they know how to milk their customer base.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing the whole time. Going
Nah, that's a failure, dude.
Yeah, it's an absolute failure. But
they gotta get rid of that.
But the thing about it is, too, you got to look at it was a bad business plan. It's a bad emulation of Game Pass. And you got to look at their player base. They just don't be spending money. They talk the talk, but don't walk the walk. So from all angles, that
Skik
wasn't going to work.
He ain't going to let them breathe with that one.
No, it's just the facts. I'm not even exaggerating. Am I? We just seen these results that backs up what I was talking about. Like, they talk all the talk. And you see, because here's the thing about it. If Xbox did not have Game Pass and instead we got what they offered, right? Number one, we would be complaining about everything that was wrong with it until they fixed it, right? And it would still get more engagement than what they did with it. It's just that simple. The player base just ain't out there playing the games like they like to talk like they are. They just aren't. They're not buying the games. They're not playing the games. They're not doing any of those things, right? But even then, it's a messed up situation where it's tiers and levels, and you got to be a certain level. And, you can't download a lot of these games. You have to stream it and all these other things. It's just a pain in the ass. Truly, it's not really worth the effort to most of these PlayStation gamers. And that's the few who would try. Most of them clearly aren't. They're getting off the service. It's the first time where, actually, it's not the first. They've slowly been losing people, but it was a slow trickle. Now it's just like, it fell off a cliff.
Look, this is how you solve it, right?
All right, fine. You can't get these big AAA games because Sony don't have the money to pay these AAA developers. Put these in the service. Why you just get indie developers, quality indie developers, load on the service, and trying to get these indie developers and put in the service? Like Stray, I hate
Ask
to say it.
Yoshida that. Ask
Yeah.
Yoshida that. He didn't want to put that on the
Stray-
service. That's what he said.
Stray was, listen, hater will love the game. That's kind of a brilliant move, right? So why you get another indie game like a double A game and just put in your service? Or let these jabronis ass developers make smaller projects like Obsidian is doing with games like Grounded. Let's say Sucker Punch came back and make another Sly Cooper game. You put that in the service, that will bump up the number. You can't just rely on old ass games that people already play and you can literally buy these games dirt cheap. Microsoft, look at games. Look at games at Game Pass today. We're getting new games this month. You're not getting games like what's it called? Return of Monkey Island. That's huge for Microsoft. I never played it. That game came out last one on the Switch, and now it's coming on the Xbox Series X. And
I
it's
got another
My
example that's
backlog
low key.
is growing like
I got
crazy.
another. Oh yeah, I got another example that's low key on that. Is Vampire Savior. That was a big
The
game on the
Vampire
Steam Deck on
Savior,
PC, but now it's on
Vampire
console.
Survivors
Big deal.
should be on cell phones, man.
It really should be. It should be on everything. But whoever made the game, they got their little contracts here and there, so they're gonna piece by piece release it on everything.
Guys,
Some
you
of
need to
them
try out
XP,
Gunfire
have it on
Reborn.
Xbox because it should be on
Some
PC
of
Game
them.
Pass as well,
What?
and it's not. But there you
Hey,
go.
Hey,
some
Sick.
of them-
Oh, hey, real quick, Sick, you playing it?
I plan to play when it comes
Not
to Xbox. 'cause I
Sick.
don't
I'm
have it on
sorry.
Steam.
Tech, because he brought it up.
What?
Gunfire
Tech
Reborn.
waiting on the choo-choo train, bro.
I'm about to say, did he freeze? Did he
Tech
freeze?
I'm waiting
is
for
waiting on
Choo-Choo
that
Charles,
choo-choo train,
man.
bro.
Woo woo.
Yo, you see what
No, I haven't
Radiant
played
said?
it yet, but I do want to play it. But I seen the trailer of it. It looks pretty awesome.
You see
Hey,
that? You see Radiance? He's telling the truth. This
Hey,
is what Sony's really about.
we're getting
Blocking them
Somerville.
games, baby.
Choo-Choo
But we're
Charles.
getting Somerville. That's a big game for
You heard it here
Microsoft.
first.
That's what Sony needs to do. They need to get these games like Somerville or Return of Monkey Island and in their service and load on the cost and trying to get some of these indie games. You can't just rely on these old ass games like Yakuza and The Medium. Nobody wants that. Like we already played these games years ago, and remember how much for the highest? I don't have PlayStation Plus, so I don't know how much for the highest tier. That's the highest is like $20 or $30. We're gonna pay $30 a month, a year, something like that to play these older games. Like I'm paying $15 a month playing games like Monkey Island. Gold Song looks amazing. Of course, Pentiment and Somerville. That's a game I want to play. So I don't know, man. I think PlayStation Plus needs better leadership, and Yoshida needs to do something too. Because he doesn't like subscription service. So, I don't know why he doesn't. Because he's
Yoshida
started
is
the indie
Yoshitty.
department.
They
He-
like
he
they
does
like
that
subscription
for-
services. They just lack the resources to make a subscription service happen, right? When Microsoft first came in, we complained about it. We said, and all they really had to offer was Sea of Thieves and State of Decay. So what they had to do, they had to flesh it out, right? All PlayStation has to offer is old games, right? Same thing with Xbox. So when it came to providing new content, you had to go to third parties.
Yeah.
Right,
And
and
that's-
so
and-
Sony's
and-
not willing to put that money up for a game like a Plague's Tale Requiem,
No, they can't.
right? A game that a lot of people didn't like.
Speak on it.
What was it that the Ubisoft game that came out day one?
Outriders.
Outriders.
That's Square Enix.
That's pretty
and
neat.
people can fly, but I'm talking about I didn't really like it, so I don't even remember the name. It's Black and Yellow.
Black and Yellow
It was-
is your fellow.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but it came in day one. So Sony's not going to do those types of things unless it's with an indie, right? So you can't have a service full of indies and expect to grow the service that way.
No.
They would love to do it, But look, I told y'all they're gonna do everything that Microsoft is doing, just at their own pace. They don't have the money to go out there and build up a service the same way Microsoft is.
They don't have the money.
They're buying their studios slowly, and they're buying them. They're buying the middle, I guess mid-tier studios and trying to build them up. Same way Microsoft started, right? When they bought Unreal, when they bought In Exile. And now they got new studios and bars, and looks like somewhere I want to go work. You know, that's what Sony's gonna have to do. But when it comes to buying these big publishers, Sony can't do that. And that's what you need. You need that muscle, right? Xbox, I don't know how many Activision has. They have like what, 11 studios, or probably, and then including the support studios. You take those support studios and you put them on old IP. That's the way you build out a service.
What really is right.
Damn, taking up
so that actually works out, because a lot of those old studios, they've already, remember, they spoke about it before that. A lot of them, they want to branch out. They want to get their wings wet on some other stuff. That's a good way for them to establish. Yeah, that's a good thing for them to establish that. Look, we are ready to stop being support. We want to start doing big things. Hey, that Phantom Dust. Yeah, let's take a crack at that. You know, or hey, you know, this brute force. Hey, let us have a stab at that. That's how they're able to step up.
Bring Scalebound back.
Scalebound was never mind.
I want to see Platinum burn. No.
Nah, I don't do that, man. I'm not even gonna step on that.
We don't want Scalebound back, man. You know, we don't want that back, man.
I want Scalebound back. I like this Platinum when they know that they have to walk on eggshells. Not the one that came in and abused Microsoft the way they did, took their money and go make other games for other platforms. This Square is groveling. Not Square. This Platinum is groveling. This Platinum is saying, please, Mr. Phil, meet us at the table, because before they wouldn't admit to who was at fault for the game failing, right? Eventually they admitted it, right? Yeah. But they let Microsoft just take the blame for everything. Now they have to admit that they wanted more than we were able to give. But when you sell yourself, you under promise and over deliver. They said they could do something they couldn't and let Microsoft take the blame for everything. But this Platinum says that they're ready. Bring them in. No money up front.
Yeah, no.
They can do a beta on their own dime, and if it's worthy, then Microsoft could help fund.
Well, you know what?
That's how you return the favor.
You know what would be the internet? If Microsoft get Callisto Protocol Game Pass. Oh my God, that's funny.
Oh man, you know what?
That would be great.
You know what I'm mad about? I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm mad. That's a good one, Games here, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm mad about.
Man, you're always mad.
Oh my God.
Nah, man. Warhammer, bro. 4K.
Yeah,
Warhammer hurt my heart, bro. That was 4-player co-op right there. That was 4-player co-op, bro.
No, Warhammer is coming to 30th on PC. It got delayed on Xbox in December, so I don't know when it's coming on Xbox, but they say it's coming to Xbox in December.
But would that mean if it was on PC, right? Does that mean Game Pass PC or what? You know,
I think in Game Pass PC and Steam.
If it's Game Pass PC, I got hope.
I hope too. I will buy on
Game Pass. I can cloud that.
Yeah, me too.
I just hope, man. I just want to. I was wanting to play that game. That game looks dope.
It says coming on November 30th, 2022 for the PC. Now for the Xbox version.
Oh, y'all interested in the PC game? I see you.
No. The Xbox version got delayed to December.
Yeah, I hope it stays like that.
I hope it stays like that.
I understand what they're gonna do. They want to fine tune it, make sure because it's good. Because what's really happening, people, is that the game is getting built on a PC level. That's what's happening, and they're gonna port it over to the Xbox. That's what the DiRRec Ultimate is all about. The DiRRec 12 Ultimate is all about. One of its major obstacle advantages is being able to. Yo, one of the major things that it can do is port those PC games over to consoles easily and back and forth. But what I'm loving is that if I'm right, they're making that game on PC first, strong on PC first. Then it's porting over to the Xbox. So we shouldn't get no hiccups, man, at all. Like I would appreciate that. I don't care. You know, just give me the game in December. I'll take that. Because that'll be what, 2 of them. That'll be high on life. And that one in December, man, that's crazy, bro. That's insane. And look, salute to all you PC gamers that get the game before me. Yeah, I'm jealous and all of that, but hey, man, I want to see the gameplay. I don't even care. I'm gonna check it out because that game scoring and High of Life was the 3 games that I wanted for this year. So it is what it is, man. We've been waiting all this time, right? This is the era of delays. So, you know, just get on that train, baby, and just wait for these games to come out because that's pretty much all you can do. You can't do nothing else. Straight, bro. I know.
Well, the way Phil Spencer has been talking, it's looking like that's finally over. Like that's not an excuse anymore that they have to use. You know, the COVID excuse. Like they're past the impact of it. I think was his words.
But here's the news that the new narrative now that you know Microsoft cannot have another support studio to finish one of their games. Like Fable is going to work on with Playground Games and Eidos. But see, look, Microsoft have over 100 studios. Why they can finish? Listen, man, how many people? You know, how many people made God of War Ragnarok? 15 studios, including Santa Monica Studios. All right, so Eidos is actually working on with Playground Games to finish Fable. So that's cool. That's cool. And Crystal Dynamics is working on Perfect Dark. Yeah, all right, so, but yeah.
Eidos Montreal is helping Playground.
Yeah, they made what, the Guardians of the Galaxy game?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right? Yeah.
Hey, that's what they were talking about when they told y'all quadruple A and y'all thought it was a typo. Right? These people don't understand. These people don't understand. Look, they say, what is Microsoft doing? You have who is it? Who's helping with the Perfect Dark?
Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah, you got Crystal Dynamics helping on Perfect Dark, and you have Eidos Montreal helping on Fable. What's going on over there? Right? Like Sony doesn't have support. Like most. See, the third parties don't need it because that's all they do is hire developers and make games. But when it comes to, I mean, look at even Nintendo. Mm-hmm. Right? Nintendo has to enlist people to come help them with their properties.
Yeah.
See, this is something we never seen before. You don't see AAA developers coming in to help out first party studios with their games. And they don't understand it, but that's what Microsoft said they were going to do.
You know what?
We just didn't quite understand what they meant when they said it.
You know why though, right? It's to speed up development. Remember, Playground Games doesn't have experience to make this Fable game. They never really do. So they have to hire.
But Guerrilla didn't have experience to make Horizon either.
That's true. And Playground Games had to hire a lot of people when it got acquired. And majority of the people who used to work at Fable 2 and Fable 3 from Lionhead, they came back to work at Microsoft. And like half the studio of Playground Games second team is basically from ex-Lionhead studios. And it showed.
Because they Game Heroes, real quick, what you missed and what you forgot, I guess, is they approached Microsoft with this already. They had this game already on the table and said, let's make it. Microsoft make it Fable, and then we have a game.
Yeah.
So they were ready to do something else. Some people don't want to just make car games, right? That was the criticism of Microsoft's handling of Bungie, right? Maybe they don't want to just make Halo games. These developers are capable of making more than what you would expect from them. Just say that because they say that they're new and they need help. No, I mean they've got writers from Rockstar and Naughty Dog, if I'm not mistaken. They've got developers from everywhere that's helping with this game. It's always been a team effort. It's just that when it comes to Microsoft, people act like it's something new.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny. A lot of people want Microsoft let these developers have careers.
You know they like to play dumb, realist.
No. They want Microsoft to make these developers have creative freedom and what the hell they want and stop interfering. We don't want no more Halo, Gears, and Forza. When Microsoft invests in new IPs, they complain. Oh, these are not AAA. We don't want this shit. We want that. We're that. And
But Games Heroes. Who are we listening to? The 0.01% of the gamers.
Yeah.
Right? And we're only in our own little world, our little algorithm, right? It's like we say, you're on Earth, right? Earth and the whole rest of the galaxy. So you can take all the population, 7 billion people on Earth, right? And you're using that 7 billion to talk for the rest of the universe. It's kind of like that, like when you listen to these clowns on Twitter,
or
like I would say with Teknoblast, say Twitter, you're looking at that small percentage of voices, right? And they make you think that you get caught up into it, thinking that, oh, these are the people that are really pushing it. That's why I have so much fun with them when I say, y'all not pulling that 39% out. You're not gonna climb out of that hole. And it's too easy, right? 49%. So now, guess what, Six Slayer? Guess what?
The hole's gonna get deeper, actually.
Six Slayer. Say that again.
The hole's only gonna get deeper. They're not climbing out, it's about to get deeper.
Six Slayer. If that damn percentage, and realist, if that damn percentage gets above 50%, Tech, Houston, we got a problem. It's already a problem. 49.
Houston, we do have a problem.
It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem.
I'm telling y'all right now.
It's going to be a problem in 2023 on January 1st.
What's good, baby?
When January 1st, 2023 hits, this would be the year of Xbox. It's going to have a problem. Look at all the games we're getting on Game Pass. Atomic Heart, man. Games like, Stalker 2, replays like
Stalker 2, man.
Age of Empires and Minecraft Legends. And,
wait a minute. Ain't Age of Empires coming out this year, ain't it?
No, next year.
Okay.
Yeah, and all these we legal Wulong. Remember that Wulong game, the demo?
Wulong's gonna be. Oh man, yeah, I forgot about that. Yo, the Monkey King game better not come out next year, bro.
Wulong Fallen Dynasty is coming out. Game Pass next year.
Yo, check this out. I got another one, right? I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. The first one was God of War, right? God of War versus Hellblade. Forget all of that. God of War, Call of Duty. Call of Duty's winning. Call of Duty's gonna win. So that I don't even know what I was thinking, man. Hellblade 2 versus the cross gen. I don't know. I lost my mind on that one. It seems like I'm not gonna get that one. So I'm gonna ante it up. Monkey King versus Spider-Man 2. Y'all better hope that Monkey King game don't come out the same year Spider-Man come out. I'm saying it right now, making it interesting, people.
Ooh, you heard it here first.
Game versus Spider-Man 2. I'm not even gonna put an Xbox game up against Spider-Man 2. I don't even want to do it.
Hey, we're gonna have Starfield, Forza, Legend, Minecraft Legend, Wulong, Stalker 2, Flintlock. Flintlock looks good.
That's live. Come on with it.
Persona 4, Cocoon. This is my game right here. I don't care anyone says. The Last of Benedict Fox. That is a good game.
That one's like that's like Inside. It's got that Inside kind
There's
of. There's
Humankind.
A Ravenlock. Arc 2 is coming out.
Last case of Benedict Fox. Replaced. Routine.
And we still don't know what's coming out. Atomic Heart?
Atomic Heart has a release date.
Yeah, it got a release date. Yep. When is it coming out, Tech?
2/21.
There you go. I'm getting that for my birthday.
Coming out this month
man.
also.
I'm subscribed to Game Pass. You guys subscribe to Game Pass.
Man.
uh.
Yo, legal man.
Come at me now.
Legal, man. When the next fiscal year for Microsoft say Game Pass roll 105%.
Fiscal year, not physical.
Yeah, fiscal year. You're right.
Like IDOS.
Fact sick. Look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I know I said 1 minute. We'll stretch this 1 minute till we finish on this subject right here. I'm telling y'all right now. I know y'all don't want to believe it. Okay, don't believe it. Let's make it funny then. Okay, don't believe what I'm about to say. Y'all are in the red zone. You're already at 49% profit for PlayStation. PlayStation as a whole. We're not talking about PlayStation 5. That's including your services. That's including your third parties. That's including your set. Y'all are not doing anything, right? 49% now. If this number gets close to 60%, Six Slayer, this could be very interesting on what the future of Sony is going to end up becoming. And I'm telling y'all right now, y'all already not looking good at the 49%.
No.
I don't think y'all coming out of that. I don't see it.
I think it's gonna get worse, honestly.
I think it's gonna get worse.
You know what? It's gonna get worse when Microsoft Guilty Gear comes to Game Pass. Guilty Gear, Strive, it comes to Game Pass. All of these games come to Game Pass. What's coming to PlayStation Plus? Zero.
The biggest threat that ever happened to Sony was the cloud. That was it. There's two things that they just don't have. They don't have a reliable infrastructure for their gaming platform. We know this. This is why the console constantly gets jailbroken. This is why they want you to know that their consoles still are not getting hacked. Consoles are still getting hacked to this day. To this day. We're in 2022 and consoles are still getting hacked to this day. That's insane to even think about it. And then I just want to make this clear. Y'all are quick to call people fanboys. But it takes more than a fanboy to do what donkeys do on a daily basis. These blue hats have so much faith. When Sony got hacked and 77 million of y'all got compromised, for you to go back to that's bigger than being a fanboy. That's on a whole nother level. Fanboys don't have nothing on y'all. All right? Your console got jailbroken again. This is crazy. Y'all don't want to look. I get it. Y'all don't ever want to see anything happen. I'm gonna tell you how to not let that happen. You have to support Sony now in their lives. You see, you've gotten yourselves in a hole that y'all can't come out of. Now you're gonna have to support all the BS that Sony is doing to you. You see this, Six Slayer? This is hilarious now.
That's how they talk. That's how they've been talking.
Y'all. Six Slayer been telling
come
y'all.
on, Sony has like 2.
Y'all need to stop playing around with Sony. Y'all need to stand up, get real on Sony. You need to demand better things. Y'all, listen, man, there's people. I get it. Six Slayer's not major,
Jago needs to start spraying them lies, man. They got like 2 servers, maybe 3.
Yeah, but they're paying Microsoft for them. What are you talking about? Sony doesn't have any because they're paying Microsoft for them.
Yeah, Sony has. That's right. Sony has none.
Okay, maybe they got 4.
So they constantly got to shell out, right? They constantly got to shell out. And because Microsoft has its cloud, and it's just like I was talking to somebody today, Realist. When Realist saying,
talking to everybody today,
saying that you got to spend billions into this. The keyword is tens of billions. So this whole cloud infrastructure costs tens of billions of dollars. I'm pretty sure Game Pass costs at least $1 billion. Just for the thought of Game Pass costs $1 billion.
What you mean, man? Game Pass costs $75 billion.
There you go. There you go. If you really want to get technical, he's right. Look at what Realist just said. Game Pass is this important. It's this important to shell out $75 billion for. Now you think Microsoft is playing? That's how important Game Pass is to the future of Xbox. It's worth $75 billion to do it. It needs a library. That's what they're doing it for, right, realist? They're creating a library. Now look, they're not just like the panel said today. They're not creating a library built off of old games, right? They're building it off of everything, the whole spectrum. So we're getting all our first party. That's right. Everything. You tell me a company that can do that. That's why I told y'all before, back in the day. I said, you know what, man, Nintendo could be great. And this goes out to people like Fireballs, who used to be a diehard Nintendo fan, right? But Nintendo has the possibility of being great if it did this one thing. If it took everything that it ever made and put it into one damn service. Do you know my children would lose their minds right now? For a minute, they wouldn't even touch that. The Xboxes I gave my kids would start collecting dust if Nintendo did that. Guarantee you that. If they could go on a Nintendo console, start playing they got access to all the DS games, and Teknoblast knows this to be a true. Tech, can you imagine if Nintendo went full emulation? It's over, bro. You won't be able to get your kids.
And that's why.
Yeah, but they can't resell you the game that way.
No. That's why a lot of people have a problem with their shitty ass Nintendo servers, because why they can't just put GameCube games on it? Why they can't put all that stuff on it?
All you gotta do is do that.
Yeah, just put all. Listen, their servers are cheap. It's $20 a year. $20 a year is not. You see, that's the problem. It's illegal. That's the problem. It's $20 a year.
Trying to kill emulation, but that's how they make a lot of their money now.
It's free on Steam Deck.
Whole hog like they should.
Right, really?
What we just said, get a Steam Deck. What we just said, get a Steam Deck.
Yeah, they've hurt because they waited too long. And now, just like Game Heroes and all of these guys are saying, Steam Deck has arrived, and now there's too many choices. Now it's like, well, why do I want to buy it? I can just get this and see you waiting around too long.
But they're online. It's only $20 a year. So that's the problem. That's the problem. It's only $20. Now, if Nintendo have a better infrastructure, like Sony does, because remember, listen, the Japanese developers, they're out of touch compared to online.
Servers just got off of Windows 98 a year or two ago. You kidding me, bro?
That's crazy,
literally.
Bro.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And it's only Nintendo I'm picking. It's only Sony too. It's all these Japanese developers. Because a lot of these Japanese developers, they're out of touch compared to like online games. They still don't understand how online infrastructure works. Like, they don't have the infrastructure they have. So, Nintendo and Sony, like, they could have a good, if they have a good infrastructure, their online could be superior than Xbox. They know that. It's just that they just don't have it. So they had to go out there and find a third party or somebody could help them out. And Nintendo knows that, but you see, Nintendo cheap. They're not going to.
I got a question for you, Steve Slayer. And realists might know this too, you guys. If the thing called Steam Link, right? Is it a web browser where you can go?
It's an app, but it used to be a device. I have it here in the stack somewhere, but it's an app, really. Okay. You can also get on your iPhone, on Android or whatever.
So you can't get that on your PC. Okay, so you can't. I'll say, for instance, when I open up my Xbox, right, and I go to Microsoft Edge, I can't get it out of there. I can't get it online.
No. It's not a web app like that. It's an app. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
It's just basically PC streaming, right?
Yeah. Basically, your PC is the streaming thing. They should have a web version. You would think Valve would have thought to do that.
That would be lethal.
That would be lethal if they did that. If Valve did that, that would be major.
Right. Why is this? You don't need that when you have a console that you can carry with you. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people want Xbox to have a portable console, and I think they should. But after what happened with PlayStation, it just shows that it doesn't necessarily translate. The thing about Nintendo is their games are super casual games that you could just pick up and play when you're sitting at the dentist's office or wherever. It's just simple. You don't have to feel like you can't put the game down. Like, you can pause a Nintendo game at any time and just jump right back in.
Yeah,
and that's why I think that it translates well. It translates well to portable gaming.
Yeah, because their atmosphere is more like a Tetris feel. those kind of games. Tetris games, Dr. Mario games, things like that, just to keep you occupied. Really's got a point. It's not so serious.
But Nintendo's traditional consoles don't sell really well. The handhelds sell more.
Right. And what is the Switch, Game Heroes?
It's a hybrid between.
It's a handheld, because if you talk to most people and they've surveyed people, most people play their game in handheld mode.
They're not me.
See, when you put Nintendo sales, since we're always talking about sales, when you put their sales up every console generation, if you combine their handheld with their console sales, they basically win every generation.
Yeah.
But if you look at this console, they've combined the both. They've combined the two.
Nintendo's been doing it for a while. They've been out here walking these streets for a while. So it is
every generation they would at least have the handheld market, to prop them up.
Yeah.
Except in the Wii U generation when things were really bad, that wasn't enough for them.
6 closes out, man.
Huh?
Let them know where they can find you at, brother.
Man, the Vita cards were terrible, and the Vita memory cards were terrible.
Expensive.
Yeah, that's when the 3DS whipped their ass.
Nobody the Vita. That shit was trash.
I don't know
trash, man. It was not well thought out.
It was just not well thought out.
And they had no games. They didn't have no games for that.
They had a couple, but it never really blew up like it could have. But that's Sony for you once again with their greed. Either way, man, you can find me on everything, everywhere great games are played, but especially you can find me on Twitter, Six Slayer. If you need to send me out a message or whatever, you can do it right there.
Yes, sir. Game Heroes. Let them know where they can find you at, brother.
Oh, you can find me on my new account, Game Traders. And he got me. Yeah. And that's it, man. And you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, man.
Realist one, where they find you at, brother?
They can find me everywhere, man. Just like Six said, everywhere great games are played. I'm the realist on Xbox, realist one on Twitter, and of course now here on YouTube. But and it was something I was gonna ask Game Heroes, but go on ahead.
Teknoblast, where they can find you at, my man?
Yo, what's up, my brother? I'm over here in Dallas, Texas. You can find me. Come look for me. I'll find you if I have to. Shit. Find me on Technos Gaming.
Yes, sir.
And Twitter.
And I got his.
Yeah, it's gonna be all right, Tech, man.
In the
they just choking the World Series, man.
No, that's all right. Yeah.
My man Boss from the SC, baby. Where they can find you at when you ain't out there in them cornfields?
Oh, you can find me hiding out in the bushes, ready to jump out and scream trick or treat to any pony that comes lurking around asking about Game Pass.
That's it, man. Well, listen, you can find me up here on Di-RRec Gaming. Y'all know y'all on the channel. If you're new and you like what we're about, please subscribe to us, man. Put a like, hit the notification bell. Make sure you miss nothing. These guys are awesome, man. The Chit Chat community is eternal. We go down in these infinite halls. Yo, shout out to all the real gamers around the world. You can also catch me on Twitter, The New Legal. You can catch me on Xbox, The New Legal. You can catch me on Cloud Gaming, which you won't catch me on there because you won't be able to link up to me. But, you can catch me wherever I'm gaming at, man.
How about that?
Houston Astros, baby, gonna win the World Series this year.
I don't know, not the way they going, but whatever. If they win, they win. Good for you.
But
If they don't, I'm coming for you, Tech, especially because you were talking that junk. But if they win,
I hope the Astros lose, man.
Get out of here, man. We sit the
And one thing's for certain, they own the Yankees.
We own those Yankees, baby. We sent them home.
We won Houston.
Yeah, but if you lose, though, if you lose after talking all that crap and then routing the Yankees, that's not going to be a good look. And I will be there for the payback. So remember, you better start praying you win. It's already not looking too good. Down 2-1.
Where's J-Rock at, man? We got owned again, man.
Chilling in Egypt, man.
You can bring J-Rock, you can bring Derek Jeter. It don't matter. Y'all at home watching with us.
Yeah.
Right. J-Rock was talking about where's the prophets for the prophets. They were nowhere to be found. Like I told him I was gonna hold him down tonight. He's right. Everybody got something to say when it's Xbox time. But when PlayStation comes around the way, nobody has nothing to say. We know what the game is, and that's why I love it over here on the green side of things. I don't care what y'all think, man. It's beautiful. Xbox got the best community out here, man. I have so much fun within it. Thank y'all for all the support day in and day out, y'all. This is the new legal representing Di-RRec Gaming and everybody across the world.
Daddy.
Peace.
All right, man. Peace out. Thank you, guys.